Alright, one more bad ending for this guy. And we're starting after she passed out. And he is telling her his backstory. So, this time we're gonna say the prince was rewarded for his hard work, wasn't he? The prince was rewarded for his hard work, wasn't he? So the prince should believe in hope. I don't think that anything in this world is a waste, so I believe the prince's efforts have been helpful here and there. You are more foolish than the prince. That foolish straightforwardness is quite troublesome. You don't hold back. But perhaps the most annoying thing is this feeling in my heart that I might not want to get rid of your stupidity. What do you mean? And interruption. Okay. Great. We got the smooch. We're back working on Orda. Okay, so we have a few choices that we have to work through before we get to this bad ending. Judging by some of these choices, it looks like it's going down the same rabbit hole that we went through in the last bad ending, so hold on to something, guys. We're going in hot. Let's see. Okay, this is a new one too. Even if I do collapse, I won't bother you. Gold, silver, bronze. Which paperweight do you prefer? I mean, I don't want to bother you. If you truly think that, then don't collapse again. Yeah, I got it. Well then, I will be going to work, so don't do anything excessive. I got it. Alright, and then suitors, blah blah blah, we get marked, we're not leaving for 3 days. Cool. Cool beans. And now to give Toya even more attention. I'll just have to listen to what Nohl has to say later. I was worried about the continuation, but I couldn't continue talking, ignoring the king who ran all the way here. Nohl, who stood beside him, also closed his mouth and bent his hips slightly. Are we back? We're back. Okay. Does this one matter? Well, it does say to pick the one that I didn't do the first time, so I shall do that. What should I do? I knew it was just him showing gratitude, but perhaps because it was so sudden, I became flustered and my face got hot. I'm really glad I didn't pick that the first time around. I was wondering if that's what was going to happen. I'm sorry, Nohl. I avoided it the first time. Yeah, but that was for my sake.
I really am grateful. Thanks to you, my path forward has been opened up.
You're blowing it out of proportion.
Would you continue to walk with me as we gaze at the same dream?
That serious look in his eyes pierces deep into my heart. Okay, we've done both of these. And instead of bringing Nohl in, I'm knocking him out again. Alright, done that already. Esther, I imagine it's going to be the same choice for you as I did last time. Yes, because we are going to leave the top one for your route later. Okay, continuing on, avoiding Esther at all costs. Alright. So far, so the same. Okay, so we're having the makeup application ritual. Wonderful. Great. Let's see. What's coming up next? Ah, she found the mask of her savior. Doesn't believe it this time. Come on. There's no way. As the words approached my lips, I heard gentle footsteps approaching from behind the door. Alright, she put the wrap cloth back. That's more just like a her thing. Not believing he was the one that was her savior. And this time she's gonna think she's relieved rather than disappointed. but I am relieved. I'll hurry up and get changed.
Alright. Then we have this talk with this lovely emissary guy. So he didn't walk out. We had the same talk in this office again. Okay. And she's going through the same thing of, I'm questioning everything. Even runs into Surin again. So what changes from here? Just this one. This is the last one, and it says to say, but really. Okay. Well, we'll see what this changes, I guess.
But really? Suddenly, the words I had just heard passed through my mind. Nohl is trying to break my spirit. That's what Surin said. Ah, so she's questioning Nohl this time around. Interesting. If that were true, then all of my emotional upheaval since the moment he told me he loved me would have been exactly as Nohl had calculated. The thought was horrifying, and a cold sweat ran down my spine. I'm feeling a little sick today. May I go ahead and rest? I pretend to be sick and escape from his arms. For a few seconds after I pulled away, Nohl was silent, his gaze unreadable in its intent, and then he turned to me. A gentle voice falls on the back of my head as I turn away to escape.
Yes, of course that's fine. In that case, shall I bring you something good for your body tomorrow?
Thanks, but I'll be fine if I just get some rest. Don't worry about me.
No, I do worry about you. I am your husband.
He speaks as if he's being considerate, but on the contrary, it feels terrifying. Maybe he really is worried about me. I still have mixed feelings about Nohl. I hated being afraid of him. I condemned my heart for trying to escape, still wanting to believe. Good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Alright. Well, she's showing a little bit of fight this time. Does that mean he'll break her down more completely than the last bad ending? I wonder.
It's such a beautiful day today. I haven't seen everyone in a while. Perhaps I'll go visit. Maybe it's because I've had a good night's rest, but I'm feeling a lot better about my depression. Feeling liberated for the first time in a long time, I immediately got ready to leave. Come in. Since Nohl had left already, this is probably Esta. Thinking so, I gave him permission to enter, and a man in a black robe, whom I'd never seen before, came in. The feel of the clothes is similar to that of Esta's, so maybe he's also one of Nohl's secretaries.
Good morning, madam. My apologies for the suddenness, but I will be taking Esta's place for the time being, starting today.
What happened to Esta? Thank you, Naala. What happened to Esta?
By Lord Nohl's orders, he is on a mission in a remote location.
I see. If he sent his trusted Esta out there, it must be a pretty terrible situation. I looked up at the distant sky and prayed that Esta would not be in danger. How sweet of you.
Madam, Lord Nohl has given me this to give to you. Please have it with your breakfast. Why do I feel like Nohl ordered Esta to give her something and he refused, and so he got sent away?
Ah, this fruit looks delicious. I've never seen this fruit before. But if it was a gift from Nohl, it must be a very expensive item, so I carefully accepted it. Thanks. I'll try it before I go out. Nohl said he'd bring me something good for me last night. I'm glad he remembered to do it, and I'm starting to think that Surin's words were wrong after all. After the servant had gone and left, I peeled the skin with giddiness and immediately took a bite. Alright, Snow White. This is delicious. The taste is a little strange, but it's been a while since I've had such a delicious fruit.
I thought I would just take a bite first, but it was so good that I ended up eating the whole thing. My response must have reached the servant. From then on, the same fruit was always on the table. Okay, so there's nothing insidious about the fruit, or... I have so many questions. I'm just like in a state of anxiety, like, and then what's the bad thing that happened? The beautiful chirping of birds pulls me back to consciousness. Perhaps it is morning. So I opened my eyes and tilted my head at the vision that remained dark. What? I can hear the birds singing. It must be almost dawn, but they're quite noisy. That type of bird doesn't chirp like that unless the sun has fully risen. Did he blind you? Oh God. A thought passed through my mind, and all at once a feeling of uneasiness came over me. It couldn't be. I moved both my hands and gently touched my eyes. My eyes were open, but I couldn't see anything. When I searched around with my hands, I knew from the touch that it was the same room. Could this be? Even though the conditions are the same, the surroundings are pitch black when the sun rises. There could only be one possible reason. My eyes?
Oh, I see you've already awoken.
Nohl! I wanted to run up to him, but I didn't know where to go or how to run. On the bed, I can barely turn my body around by groping. As I reached out my hand in desperation, I felt Nohl looking down at me as I approached. He's probably wondering what I'm doing. No! I can't see!
Ah, that's quite the predicament.
Despite my panicked state, Nohl didn't seem surprised and responded casually. Did he think I was joking? Trying to get him to understand, I explained the current situation in a more forceful tone of voice. I'm not joking! I really can't see anything! This happened all of a sudden when I woke up!
Then let's call for a doctor.
Yeah. Nohl called to the outside, and someone like a servant entered. He gave a short order to call for a doctor, and the valet left.
Everything is fine.
Being blind is a big deal for me. Yeah. But Nohl didn't seem all that concerned. Maybe he thought it was a trivial matter, or maybe he thought I would be cured soon. Well, things have been normal up to now, so maybe I'm just being pessimistic. If I didn't think this way, I'd go crazy with anxiety.
My apologies. This might be my fault.
What do you mean? Perhaps because I couldn't see it, I felt a strange chill when he touched my cheek. Maybe it was because I felt a different intention than comfort in the fingertips tracing my skin.
I heard it for the first time this morning. That the fruit you have been eating daily might confuse the senses if eaten continuously.
Oh yeah, you heard it the first time this morning, eh? Huh? Is that right?
Yes, which is why I feel very apologetic towards you.
Which is what he said, but he seems to be happy. There's a hint of joy in his voice. I'm going to get better, right?
I wonder. I wouldn't mind if you didn't.
You wouldn't mind? But I can't see.
Please do not worry yourself. If you do not heal, I shall care for you for the rest of your life.
Somewhat creeped out, my hairs stand on end. The strange air was so intoxicating that I opened my eyes to the limit, unable to see anything. The chill that rose from my fingertips and toes spread throughout my body, making me shiver. Did you know?
I did not. Why would I do this to my beloved wife?
Feeling that Nohl had sat down on the bed, I slid backwards on my butt. But soon my back struck the bed headboard and I had nowhere to escape.
Perhaps because you've continued to eat the fruit. But you smell very good right now.
That must be your imagination.
No, it is not. I have eaten all kinds of fruits, but I've never smelled anything so enticing.
Ah, it's a callback, eh, to the fruit talk we had when we first got married. I see what you're doing there, Mr. Not Subtle. Are you really that hungry?
Yes, very much so.
Nohl's fingertips climbed up from my hands and traced my shoulders and my collarbone in slow movements. Eventually, he reached the top of my heart and drew a small circle as if taking aim.
I was wondering if I should bother cooking something I'm tired of eating, but I think it would be more interesting to tear this fruit apart with my own hands.
At that moment, the line that he said to me on our wedding night came back to my eardrums. Yup. Only then did I realize with an undeniable intensity. For Nohl, I had ripened to the point of being eaten. Yay!
Nohl?
My cheeks and tongue are so tense that I can't even call his name out properly. Nohl stroked my cheek and whispered as he kissed my earlobe.
Now, I shall start to consume my meal.
Nohl's meal never ended, be it night or day. Doesn't he have to take a break at some point? No? Oh, hello, new room. Interesting. Okay. Where are we? What is this place? How many days have passed since I last breathed the outside air? From that point on, I was shoved into a room that looked like a basement. Worst of all, it's becoming more and more difficult to think about things, probably because of the ingredients of the fruit. What is in that fruit? Is that the tea fruit? My goodness. Anyway, everything is a blur and I can't think straight. I curled up on the floor and lay down. Suddenly, I felt a chill and sneezed. It's cold. I remember shivering in the cold like this before. It was in the rain. At someone's house, I think. I wonder whose house it was. That's definitely how I caught a cold. I pulled at the blurry threads of memory and remembered the gentle hands that nursed me back to health. Yes, I'm pretty sure at that time I was happy. I suddenly noticed a drop of water running down my cheek. I wiped it away and stared at it. Why am I crying? I didn't know why, but I was terribly sad and began crying aloud. Sadness, regret, suffering. If I could rewind time, I'd like to redo things. I want to return to a time when he was kind to me. Me too, girl.
But that person, who was he?
You're crying again.
At that moment, I heard a voice behind me. It was the voice of that man. The man who loved me. The man who drove me mad. The man who broke me.
Nohl?
It seems you still have some spirit left.
Is that bad?
Yes. To be frank, it's an obstruction.
How? Why? The endlessly emerging questions are indescribable.
Look. Here, it's your favorite fruit.
Fresh fruit touches my lips and I open my mouth naturally. My head is a bit fuzzy, but I feel like I shouldn't be eating this. That's why... Thank you. As I chew, I gradually become unable to understand Nohl's words. I wonder through my tears. Why am I crying? Oh, this feeling again. The back of my eyes feel hot as my thoughts collapse. And so the words of the man in front of me becomes all that matters.
Remember this well. For the rest of your life, I am the only one who will speak to you. Your eyes will see only me. Everything will become Nohl.
Just Monica! Get out of town! We have a Just Monica with Just Nohl? Shut the front door with that nonsense. That is incredible. Here I was feeling all like, oh, I'm depressed with this ending, and then he hits me with the Just Nohl. Alright, I see you.
Just Nohl. Yes. Only me. Repeat it. You will only be spoken to and be seen by Nohl.
Only Nohl. Everything, Nohl.
Yes. Aren't you happy?
Happy. Yeah. Why did I think I hated it?
I feel stupid. Such a silly thought.
Are you done running away?
Yes.
Therefore, let's get started with today's meal.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't care anymore. Do whatever you like. Just share the pleasure with the Nohl before me. Nohl is everything I have. Yay. Okay. Nohl's love. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that noise steam achievement. Get out of here. How dare you? Okay. Nohl had some intense endings. It's interesting. So she had some fight left in her, so he had to actually put her in a new room and not keep her in his room. In the last ending, she was just like totally in spirit and heart and everything belonged to him, so he never had to worry about putting her somewhere else. Here he's slowly breaking her down with a very convenient fruit, I must say. Whew, okay. Alright, those were certainly some bad ends. I still love him. Just for the record. I still really like Nohl. Nohl's still at the top of my list, even with those bad endings, but I'll admit, they were pretty intense. Not gonna lie. Okay, well, we are gonna take a break. A well-deserved break from this game again for a little bit. And go back to Steam Prison and do Enos's route. So that should be fun, I hope. Hopefully I'll see you there, guys. Thanks again for joining me for this. Until next time, I will see you later.